So I have something to show you guys in the garden. You're not gonna believe it. It shocked me at first, and I had to sit and stare at it for a while before I figured out what it was. Go in here, and then you come right here, and then you go, oops, a duck has gotten into the garden and laid eggs. So I think where she got in was over here on this corner, so I stuck a bucket right there. Because I think there's a little opening right down there. So I saw that, and it was actually buried, and I was just pulling weeds, and I'm like, what is this? And it was a duck egg, so that happened. Last couple days, I've been having a heck of a time trying to get rid of these aphids that have somehow inhabited my cantaloupe. So I want you to see, like, all these look all healthy, and then you come over here and, like, whoa, really stunted growth, right? So I tried a few different things. I tested out some of the organic pest sprays that I have. I started with, I washed it off with water, and then I did neem oil, and that worked a little bit, but then they'd come back like within a couple days. So then what I did was I used like an essential oil spray, and I kind of knew that if I was going to do that during the day, it was going to burn the plants, and it did. So you can see where I sprayed it. A lot of these plants got burned and stuff. So the last thing I decided to do was just use my little soapy water and come out here and just spray this with soapy water. And so far, that has worked the best. Now, there's still that dead growth, but everything I see now is just, I don't really see a lot of aphids. The last thing I think I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna go to the nursery and I'm gonna get some ladybugs, because ladybugs eat aphids. Now, the bad part about getting ladybugs and putting them in your garden is that they will eventually fly away. They don't usually stay where they are just released. They usually like to stay where they lay their eggs, or where they actually spawned. They like to go and visit home again. So what you're supposed to do is hatch ladybugs in your garden, and then what would happen is after you hatch them, then they'll live there, and then they will want to come back and inhabit your garden. But I think for a quick fix, I think if I release like 500 ladybugs, I think that they will, at least in the meantime before they fly away, eat a bunch of aphids. So I think I'm gonna do that to see what I can do to hold off. Usually what happens is I get aphids at the late summer, about when the cantaloupes are ready to pick. And so I usually don't worry about it too much, spray them a little bit, pick what I have. But like I said before in an earlier video, when you have a raised garden box or any kind of soil that's relatively new, it's not gonna have a lot of the microbes and nutrients to keep the plants as healthy as they could be. So what I usually do is just kind of try to deal with what bugs I have right now, and then I will just keep nurturing the soil. I also, one thing I did is I mixed up some seaweed mixture, and I poured that along the base here for these plants here that are struggling with these aphids attacking them. So we'll see what happens with that. And look at this little bee. He's like having a field day. You see him? He's like, yeah, I'll pollinate it for you. Look at that. Just having a blast. You gotta have bees or else you don't get cantaloupe. So, gotta get some ladybugs. Gotta go make sure that the duck is not gonna continue to come in the garden. I'm gonna leave the eggs there and then see if tomorrow there's 4 eggs, and if there are, she's still getting in the garden. So I'm gonna leave that there just to kind of entice her to want to get in, so I can see if she's still gonna be able to get in. But the good news is I've got a bunch of starts going here. Remember, I planted the zucchini, the corn, the cantaloupe, some cucumber, and we're gonna see, and actually some more watermelon. This will be for a second round in the late summer, fall. So we have a fall that we can plant kind of like another round of summer stuff, basically. And so that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna just kind of nurture these. Look at my corn's already coming up here. I don't normally grow corn, but we'll do it again. They just get so many bugs, it's kind of difficult to do it all organically, but. All right. Okay, so we just got back from swimming at our neighbor's house. Our neighbor is in Italy for a month, so it's really cool because he's letting us swim at his place, so it's really nice to let us do that. So we're finishing up, now that we're all wet and we are not gonna get too hot out, we're gonna do some work in the garage. So we're finishing up all the different little weather stripping and insulation and all the different things so that we can have this finished. Yeah, a lot of you were asking like, how are we gonna do that? How are we gonna do all the weather stripping? Well, in some places it's super easy, and in some places we have to kind of finagle a few things. So I have an opinion how to do it. Kevin has an opinion how to do it, but we're gonna go with Kevin's first and see if it works and see if we like it. And then if not, we can change it. So not a big deal. So that's what we're doing. And Ethan's tired from swimming. You tired? Yes. We swam for like 2 hours. So we got this cool stuff that's like a sticky weather stripping. And that's really easy to put in the middle. So in between this one, there's a piece. In fact, you could do like 2 pieces. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did too. In some
Did you do in some spots? So that, oops. So in between, it's sealed. So do you see that? There used to be like, you could see some light coming through there. So he's sealing that, locking it up, and then same thing over here. So that's all sealed. And then over here, you know, he had to create a door jamb so that this door would hit something. Kind of like French doors, you know, like if you have 2 French doors, then you need to be able to hit it, shut it against something. So he did that, so then that way when this shuts, it actually hits something. And there's weather stripping right here, although we've noticed in order to really do the weather stripping well, this has to be locked. So we'll probably leave this locked most of the time. Yeah, it's pretty much it. So then the last part is just the bottom here, which is a little bit tricky because if you look back here, there are bigger gaps on this side than over here, and you know, because this wall isn't totally square. My idea was to put a 2x4 on the bottom, bolt that to the floor, and even though that's kind of permanent and annoying, at least you'd be able to put a 2x4 and then put weather stripping on the other side. But we're not gonna really do that. We're gonna try to put something actually below it instead of next to it. So just kind of playing around, trying to finish this up, and once that is done, we can open the AC vent. You guys, it's gonna be amazing.
Oh, this threshold.
Oh, it's been driving you crazy,
it's
huh?
Terrible, trying to find the right height threshold and everything.
So it seals it.
But nice and tight now, even though the floor is kind of
uneven.
It's like low right there.
You have to put a strip right here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the last thing, and then just the top. Puppies are just sleeping together like they always do. Always sleep together. Just cute as can be. Just being cute. Being cute. Huh? They're so cute. They're so cute. They poop a lot though. We have to change their little area all the time. But they're super cute. So as far as the rest of our ducks go, we've got Daddy Duck still alive. He's the goat duck. He's the one that's in love with all the goats. We've got two little babies. Look how big they are. They grow so fast. It's probably been like 8 weeks or so, and they're almost full grown. And then Mama Duck, oh look, she's over there. She was just eating some food in the chicken coop. So I wanted to share something that I've been thinking about that might help some of you that are feeling the same feelings that I'm feeling and thinking the same thoughts that I was thinking, is that a lot of times when we go throughout our day feeling a lot of unnecessary stress, and like how we view what's going on around us, or just things that happen to us throughout the day, you know, how we deal with that is going to affect our health in a big way. And so what I've really been working on is just trying to really let go of a lot of the things that happen in my day that are inevitable, you know, like stuff never works out the way that you want it to work out. Things always go wrong, stuff always takes longer, you know, but we always like imagine that it should be this way, it should be more perfect. But really life's just kind of about, even if it's like horrible, it's better that we really accept that it's gonna take a process to get the things that we wanna get, rather than get all stressed out about it all the time. So a good example is this, you know, like I would love to have a massive garden. I would love to like put fencing all across my yard, or another one is like the pond. Like I want to get going on the pond, but I realized something. I can't just love the idea of some of these things. I have to also love the process of it, or the work of it. And so I'm trying to really accept the fact that things take time. It takes patience as you build something, or as you work towards something, really anything, and that it's better overall if I can just let go of any stress or emotions that get me all upset about anything in the process. And it's really been helping. I've noticed that it's not just that, oh, okay, I'm not stressed out as much, or I'm not getting upset over little things. It's not that. What it is that I actually feel healthier. I've been sleeping better. I don't know, I just kind of like feel like I'm taking care of myself in a different way. So little word of advice: if you're feeling like upset about things not going your way, it's gonna be better to just accept it and to be able to understand that change is gonna take a process, whatever it is you're working towards. So that's my little DaNelle wisdom for the day as I end this really long, crazy day. And I'm gonna go settle in and edit videos, and then